Hi Cancer, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. So I'm going to pull you one card before I shuffle the rest of the deck. So you get a message in a bottle, very straightforward, tends to be about communication coming your way. Now, I've quite often seen this card playing out in two different ways. Sometimes it's communication that's in your hand, so I'm shuffling other cards when I talk about it. And other times it comes across much more like the High Priestess. So it's about intuition, knowing about the right direction to go forward in our life. Being a Cancer, really, you should always follow your emotional sense of direction. Okay, because you know deep within your body what's the right way to follow, the right way to go. So if this is not about a practical message, I'm assuming there's some sort of communication coming through the intuitive factor, essentially. Both are equally as valid. So let me just split the cards one more time. That's it, they're ready. So you've got the Death card behind you. Some of you have had some sort of change process, maybe some sort of ending. The Gift is the Eight of Wands. Oh my God, so some of you are definitely moving, look. Even relocating with the Death card and the Eight of Wands. Some of you might be changing job. Definitely traveling. The Eight of Wands, one of my favourite cards. It's not got a shadow side to it. If the Eight of Wands has got a shadow side, it would be about sometimes we put out a lot of energy and we have to wait for one of these wands to come back. We don't always know. It's about putting energy out and not quite knowing where the wands is going to fall. But some of you have definitely been moving house. Death card with the Eight of Wands, yeah. The challenge is the Star card, having faith. It might be there's a lack of transparency in some situations in your life, okay? Can be an Aquarius. Now, other people are showing up as the Wheel of Fortune. So other people 10, some sort of chapter, conclusion, some sort of realization. Maybe that's where the message is coming from. But the Eight of Wands would definitely also be a message coming through. Yeah, Five of Wands with that. If any of you are moving, or there's obviously been some sort of change. I remember your August reading when you got the Time to Go card, and I had a feeling there were some big changes going on. The Five of Wands talks, now I'm one of these people who actually quite like the Five of Wands, because change, it creates change. It's a card of Leo. So, but sometimes it's change, and sometimes change can create a little bit of stress. There's always a little bit of difficulty in the beginning. If you follow esoteric law, I always give room for a couple of things to go wrong at the beginning. And when I give it time, I just expect it. A little bit of stress, then I do not allow my spirit to be affected by it, okay? A lot of people who do jobs as personal managers for like film stars or whatever, they can actually do work that they get to dictate what parts of their life can have difficulties. Very, very hard to explain, but what goes up must come down. It's that sort of rule of the universe. There's definitely change. The Five of Wands is a little bit of stress. Allow it. For you that are going through the death and the Eight of Wands, the trick is to allow this little bit of stress without losing your connection with soul. Because the Star card is a challenge. The Star card, this might be about a person and the lack of transparency, by the way. But the Star card is the gift of soul. Yeah, it's grace, essentially. So if a couple of things go a little bit, you know, Five of Wands, a little bit of conflict, if you just smile and allow for this little bit of things to go wrong, then we don't lose our connection. We can just sit, we can just be in this state of grace. Yeah, I always remember moving house and the people who were meant to give me the keys didn't turn up. That's my classic example of making a massive change and being in the Five of Wands. But because I allowed it and I expected it, I didn't even sweat. I didn't sweat. I didn't worry. I just smiled. And I think I did a meditation for that hour. Yeah, that is how we deal with the energy of change, especially when a 5 is showing up. Because you're moving away from the security of the 4, and there's always going to be a little bit of stress with that, Cancer, okay? Do you want to clarify? Yeah, it's something to do with a home, 10 of Cups. Some sort of change going on here, expansion. And with it comes stress. Again, allow for it. Give it space. And if you give it space, then you get the Grace card, the Star card is no longer a challenge. You just say, that's it done, and you get out of the way and allow it. The Star card can speak about the issue being about lack of transparency in a situation. So this could be a lack of transparency in a relationship. Anything about what that Star card is about, please? Yeah, it's emotional. I don't know why. I got the feeling that's what it was about. Some Cancers are going through a massive change here. And there's definitely something to do with transparency, and an emotional issue is a challenge. You know, I do an awful lot of personal one-to-one work, and when we go through change, it's always the biggest struggle is, especially if there's lack of transparency and emotional energy, is when you lose your connection with your own heart, with your own guiding energy, especially going through a 5. You know, they can be quite stressful, but if you allow for it, Cancer, you don't need to lose connection with your heart, with whatever this force is that's guiding you, these messages. You can learn to navigate in a way where you know what's happening to you is for the good of all, okay? So what's this wheel in? Yeah, here comes your message in a bottle, Page of Swords. Some sort of communications coming through in your relationships. And I like the wheel. It is Goddess Fortuna. So it does talk about some sort of good fortune maybe coming through from someone else. Maybe some sort of decision's been made, because it's a 10, so it's a conclusion and a completion card. Not quite sure how this is playing out, but I like it. And your challenge is to allow, there's loads of poems about it, isn't there? About keeping your cool when the whole world's losing theirs. And you know what, Cancer, this will probably come back to me, this reading, and I'll be in a 5 tomorrow, and I'll be tested to keep my connection when there's a little bit of stress around me. But you have got an outstandingly beautiful reading here. And because the 5 of Wands, again, it's a change card. And human nature doesn't like change. And I hope you don't mind me saying, Cancer, but because you rule the moon is the planetary which dislikes change the most. So maybe that's why a little bit of stress is going on with whatever change it is you've got going on here. I think it's, for some of you, it's about, it might be to do with changing job, but for some of you, I think it might be about changing home. So your outcome is the Hierophant. So there you are, you're going back to, the Hierophant is a very stable, it is a Taurus card. Don't always read the cards that way, but this is Taurus, because it's about the elements of security. And it's almost like some of you have picked yourself up and you've totally replanted yourself somewhere, by the way. Again, that can be housing, work. There's a complete transformation going on here around one aspect of your life. Give me another card for the Hierophant, please. So whatever you're going through, you're going to be much more secure by the end of it and solid. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is traditionally a waiting card, but it's the Seven of Pentacles is a very peaceful card. It's about reflection, reconsideration, and all the sevens are about mastery, coming to master an element. Why is the Five of Wands showing up? It's about the Six of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is work, but some of you, this is definitely a relationship dynamic. Cancer, Cancer. Give me an additional guidance card. I really like your reading, to tell you the truth. I love change. I find it very exciting. That's why. One card for Cancer. Not all. I don't like change where my moon is. Yeah. The moon, I just don't like it, okay? But as a rule, give me one more card for Cancer. Yeah, some of you have definitely looked to the sea. You're letting go of something and you're moving forward towards a new land, new earth, new solidity, a new sense of structure, of tradition. Yeah? Cancer, I love your reading. Absolutely love it. And if you're struggling with change, it's okay. Just realize the moon does not like change. And reassure yourself that very soon you'll be planted again and you'll build a new routine which makes you feel secure, okay? Really, really interesting. Okay, loads of love, Cancer. Bye.